Like, and we rather do this interview.
Small world, man.
Talk to my people.
Don't you know, girl? Don't you know, girl?
Say this song.
One for you. Don't you know?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, we'll let him sing it. Since you want to answer. Since you want to answer.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
Why do you use that picture
Right
of
now?
police?
That be a little squared
What's going
up.
on, man? It's your boy DJ Ball, and this is another episode of In the Cut Live. Season 2, man. We got a full house in the building right now. Miss Vaughn is here.
I'm here.
I'm here. Joey's here.
I remember those days.
Oh, my God. Bella's here.
What's up?
What's up, Bella? We got some special guests in the building, man. We
The
got
champ is
Coach,
here.
we got Coach Damo in the building, man.
up,
He
what's
is
up,
here
what's up,
hanging
what's
out
up?
with us for the day. And we got the one and only Raquel Miller is in the house.
What's
Welcome.
up? The
Thank you
Pretty
for
Beast is
joining
here.
us.
Hello,
Thank you for
hello.
joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I'm
Right before
excited.
fight week. Thank you for making time for us because we know you got some extensive training going on. What's up, Ray?
What's
How
up?
you been, man?
I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm excited to get back in the ring. It's been a long time, so.
How's the
I'm
training
happy
been
to be
going?
back. Hard as hell.
Hard as hell?
Hard as hell, like always, because we don't take nobody lightly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we going hard in the paint no matter who it is. So just putting in the work and doing my part.
I love to hear it. What about this training camp has been different from any other training camp so far for you?
For me, this training camp has just really been about getting back to the essence of why I love boxing. It's been really challenging for me to get back to this point with a lot of the personal stuff that was going on in my life. And I wasn't super focused mentally on my last fight. And so this fight was really just about getting back focused, getting back centered, and really just kind of falling back in love with boxing. So I'm excited to step back in the
I'm
ring.
excited for you, and I will be there, front row, OG, for real,
I'm
for real.
excited.
You look completely different from the last time I saw you here. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
You look like.
You look like, but you honestly, you don't look smaller necessarily. You just look fit. Like you look like you in fight shape right now.
Why, thank you.
Thanks to my guy right here. So what do you do? What are some of your tactics when you are getting somebody lean like that? Like what's one of your main things that you do?
So with Rock, I mean, it varies from person to person.
Yeah.
With Rock, you kind of gotta play mind games with her. Get into her why, like she said. Getting back to her motivation, getting back to why she's doing what she's doing, and
Yeah.
always remembering the ultimate goal. She always gonna step up and do what she gotta do, but it's just a matter of having that support system around you, encouraging you, and motivating you.
Facts.
And once you put the game plan together, that's the easiest part, just showing up. And she's been doing her job. She got a good team around her. So, and we've been doing it for so many times. So it's pretty much autopilot now.
Communication.
Yeah,
man. That's huge.
You could tell her, Rock, get your shit together. And, we had that conversation. She might hate me. She was mad at me yesterday. And
True.
we bounce back and we just do what we gotta do.
I feel like if you ain't never mad at your trainer not doing his job.
Oh,
You know what
God.
I'm saying?
That's a fact.
She ain't never happy.
No, I never had
That's
to
good.
She ain't never happy.
Nah,
But
one of the
I'm-
mentally toughest people I know for sure. So you said you had to get almost like re-inspired. What inspired
Yes.
you to get back?
I got so many people that love me, that support me, but more importantly, it's so many people that don't believe in themselves. It's so many people that quit on themselves, and so I can't tell them something and I stand on it. So a big part of me coming back to boxing after I lost my mom and after I went through having to, change my managerial team and my promoter and just stepping out on faith and stepping by myself, I had to stand on everything that I preach. Like I don't just talk it, I walk it. And I believe in myself. I believe that you can come back from anything. And I believe that you are the person that's in control of your destiny. So I can't preach to my people if I'm not living it. And so a big part of that is showing up and doing the work and not just talking it.
And you do a great job in the community too, like with the girls, with the young women and everything like that, being an inspiration. You do a great job with the brand. Shout out to Pretty Beast, pretty Pure Beast. The whole brand is going well, and we just really are proud of you here. And we just looking forward to this knockout next weekend. We're going to be in the building. Anybody got any questions for Rick before we move forward?
Who wants to start? I guess I'll start since I spoke up first. First question is my first question anyways. I don't know what they got. But my first question for you would be, like, who inspires you as, like, a boxer or as a female fighter? Do you have any inspirations? Like,
As like fighters or just people,
or just
period?
in general, like that gets your juices flowing. Like you see them and you like, yeah, I gotta keep going.
That's
I gotta
a really
do
good
this.
question. I don't have like a certain person, so to speak. I get inspiration from a lot of different things.
Okay.
When I see people winning, I'm inspired. Like
Thanks.
it just turned me up. Like shout out to my coach Dom. He just took a position at SDSU. Like I'm so inspired. He's going to be the strength and conditioning coach, and that just
Shout out
inspires
to
me.
that.
So when I just see, like, even with Ball spoke this into existence in regards to the podcast, and so to see him living it and doing it, I'm just inspired by everybody around me, more
Got
so
it.
than just certain people. I'm just inspired by journeys and stories and seeing people prevail and seeing
That's
people
awesome.
win.
That's awesome.
Good vibes in there, just like that.
Absolutely.
My question would be, what do you think separates you from other boxers in your division?
I definitely think my mental, in the aspect that I don't have to look like a boxer to be a boxer. I don't have to be masculine. I don't have to act like a man. I don't have to do anything but be myself. But I just know that I'm probably 99% mentally stronger than anybody I've ever met. And I know these girls can't beat me. Even if I haven't got the chance to show the world yet, I know who I am. And I don't need validation from nobody. And as soon as them lights touch me, I was born to shine. I'm always going to shine. I've been a winner. And soon the world going to know even more so than that they already know.
Absolutely.
You got nervous, Joey?
Nah. No, because you know she my dog in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even really got no question. I just want to say how proud of you.
Thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying? Keep fucking
I'm proud
working.
of y'all.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see you beat somebody. I don't have too many friends that beat people up for a living. Actually, you're the only friend I got. So you know. I'm really excited because like I was thinking about your fight. And me and Marissa, she like, you nervous? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm nervous. Why we nervous? We nervous.
It be like that.
Yeah,
When
it be like
people
that.
in there
It really
fighting,
do,
you
yeah.
be nervous because,
You know what I'm
like,
saying? But-
I don't care how much you train or whatever. When I see people that are like I care about are my people, I be like, I want it to be over. You know, like I just want it to be over. And I don't really always feel that when I'm fighting, but when it's my people, I feel nervous and I'm like,
I was trying to. I remember the first time I met you. You let me take photos during your training session.
Thank you.
And she would hit in the bag.
And you peed a little bit?
I couldn't. One, I was too close. And that bitch said, I said, okay, I just bought this camera. You know what I mean? And then the second, I couldn't catch her hand. And then I started thinking, like, what if she hit me? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do you do as a man?
Take
You know,
that in.
and then
And you can't see these bitches coming. Like, you just,
and I just want people to understand the misconception of that. Like a lot of people think because you fight, you're angry or you're mad, you know, and it's like you're probably one of the nicest people ever because you get out a lot of your frustration and anger. It's like when it's regular life, it's like, come on, leave me alone. Like, don't come over and play with me. Like, I'm in a peaceful space. I'm gonna go meditate and but you know what I'm saying? It's really just about chess and checkers. I'm saying it's chess. It's not checkers. It's like I don't have to be angry to fight. Sometimes I actually don't fight well when I'm angry. Like
They tell you
my
not to
coach be
fight
mad
angry.
at me. Like if I go into a fight and I'm angry, my coach be like, calm down. Like come on, I need you to lock in because sometimes when you're fighting and you're not boxing, you don't. I personally don't look as polished. So my thing is to not be angry when I fight.
In football, I think, like you said, I think football players aren't always as angry off the field because on the field you can get a lot out. So me playing, I play offense, which is quarterback. So I wasn't allowed to really be angry because, like you said, when you angry, you can't really think clearly. Anger is an emotion, and when you're emotional out there, you make bad decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as her trainer, I wanted to ask you real quick, boss. Do you notice her emotions changing throughout the whole course of the training, like from the beginning to the end? And what do you notice?
So she's a perfectionist, so she want to do everything the right way. Closer to fight time, she get more and more irritated. And
today I was irritated all day. Everybody got all my nerves today.
It just comes from the consistency of just doing everything. I mean, it's the training is hard. So, you know, closer to that fight time, you're getting antsy, she's getting more irritated, emotions are flaring. So you got to just know how to communicate to get the message across, but still, you know, reach that ultimate goal. So it comes back to having that relationship, having that connection, because, you know, anybody can coach you, but if that person don't like you, or you don't know how to, communicate what you need with them, you're not really going to maximize, that person's true potential. So, you gotta have that connection, gotta have that bond with a person.
That's all for to say. Like you probably have to have like a real good relationship outside of boxing before it even comes about. Because I can imagine if because I done had coaches when I played ball that I genuinely just didn't like outside of football.
And it shows.
And it shows. But that's just like motherfuckers that's going to play at Jackson State. You think they only going because Deion a great football player?
Right.
Nah, because that motherfucker relate to you.
They relate to him.
He feel like your uncle, so you going to ball out for your uncle in the best way possible. So when you saying when you speaking, I could tell you guys got a genuine friendship. So when you when you not chastising, but when you digging into her to get better, she's not taking it as like a personal attack. It's more so this motherfucker just want me to be better just as much as I want to be better. So I respect that.
Yeah, for sure. We don't even talk about boxing when we not in the gym.
Yeah, the only time we're talking about boxing or strength or we'll have a little, but we're really just talking about life, because a lot of stuff can translate into boxing and training and working. So
you ever play Wii boxing?
You know what?
So you ain't trying to see me on this Wii.
Hey, I'm fight now. I'll wear your ass out.
Do you have an Oculus? I just got an Oculus. I need somebody to
I ain't got money like that, but
me to.
When I get,
I got gifted Oculus, so I need to set it up. And I heard the boxing game is really
I got
dope.
fight night.
But I mean, if you challenging me, I'm gonna have to get whatever I need to get,
I'm
because
just gonna let you know, I ain't never lost somebody fight night.
I'm about whatever, but
Okay.
just I don't got a Wii, but
I got an Xbox 360 with Fight Night champion on there right now.
360.
Right now. You think I'm playing that? I'm serious.
So let me ask you this. So can you plug the fight? We just want to know where it's going to be, when it's going to be,
Yes.
all that. The opponent. Can you tell us about this opponent?
So the fight is going to be in Pico Rivera. It's going to be that's right outside of Los Angeles. It's
Okay.
going to be next Saturday, August 27th. I want to say the doors are probably going to open in about 5 or so. The opponent, I don't know that much about her. I know that she is I think 4-4 or something of that sort.
Well, she could lose.
And I think she's but she's never been stopped.
Oh.
So that's definitely
yeah.
and I don't try to be I'm going to stop them, because I think when you try too hard for knockouts, they don't typically happen. So I'm just really focused on being polished, being sharp.
Be sharp.
And if the knockout come, I'm definitely taking it. But I'm very just excited and thankful for this opportunity. A lot of my fans, and I apologize, you guys, y'all been sticking with me forever, and y'all love me. But I'm not the most social person, y'all. I'm not. But I'm good at
that's
it.
funny that you say that.
I'm not, but in person I'm lit. But anyhow, so my fans don't really know why I was out of the ring and why I didn't get to fight. And so basically what happened, COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I fought for an interim WBA title November 2019. Unfortunately, that March, the country got shut down with COVID. And so it was a lot of issues I didn't fight all of COVID, all of 2020. And then there were a lot of issues within my contract in regards to how much time gets tacked onto your contract because of the COVID. And it was a lot of unfair stuff. I'm not privileged enough to be able to speak on it because of legalities, you guys, but just read through the lines. So the short of it is they tried to tack on a whole bunch of time on my contract, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. And then in order to have a fight, I would have had to extend another part of my contract, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I signed with a promoter to be able to fight for a title. So all of this, oh, you ducking this, and I ain't ducking a soul. I don't have to duck a soul. I done asked for these fights. I done promoted these fights. I done politicked for these fights, you guys. I'm talking about, I done tried to promote myself. I done been in DMs. I done been, y'all. I done been through, you know what I'm saying, a lot in relations to trying to really get some of these fights to happen. And because it was so much nonsense, and I just was like, you know what, I gotta stand 10 toes down. Like, if it means I don't never gotta step in the ring again, I'm not signing this contract. I'm not about to let y'all play me no more. I'm not about to let y'all shelve me no more. So it's like, if I gotta stand on my own and go out on my own, that's what I'll do. So I ended up getting out of the contract with my promoter, getting out of the contract with my managerial company, and pretty much being independent. Shout out to the Bay Area.
There's the goal.
And then, and also, you guys, unfortunately, so when 2021 came around, my mom passed away. And then that just put me in a whole nother headspace, especially losing anybody during COVID. It was really, really hard to bury your people and all of that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when, kind of things start kind of getting back to normal, I had to fight to get out of the contract, which took like another 8 months. So people were like, why you haven't fought, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wish it was so simple to me to tell you guys, like, it was just, I didn't want to fight. That wasn't the case. It was a lot of stuff going on that didn't allow me to fight. So anyway, we stand 10 toes down no matter what, you guys.
We here now.
We here now. I linked up with a managerial company out of Los Angeles. Shout out to Sheer Sports, because they believe in me. They are helping me get these fight opportunities, and I really believe in them. And I feel like I finally have a team around me that believes in me, that wants to put me in position. And I finally feel like things are falling into place. And it's been really hard to get to this point, but that's the point of keep pushing yourselves, keep believing in yourselves, and trusting your path and your journey. And yes, baby, I'm back.
I do got a question though. So,
yes.
You said what you do know about your opponent is that she hasn't went down. Like she don't.
Yeah, she going down.
Right.
Damn. To the body, to the head, or
you know
something.
What I'm
I don't know.
So, like, do you focus on like being able to last, like stamina and shit like that when you training, when you dealing with a fighter like that?
Well, I think that it's you definitely, your coach is always training you to be able to be in tip-top shape. That's always gonna be, what I'm saying, first and foremost. And for this type of situation, for me, I'm just looking to capitalize on whatever I see available to me, and not over trying, because sometimes I over tried and broke my hand in a fight. Sometimes you just gotta let what's for you come to you. And I'm gonna get this win, and it's gonna be impressive. And how it's gonna come, I can't promise you, but it's coming. And it's really just about being focused and being poised and being there sharp, as opposed to trying too hard.
I'm gonna cry.
But as Joy's question, on Joy's question, talking about training, I know you want to train to be as sharp and as professional. The way you move, the way you fight, you are a true professional by the definition of it. But custom training, do you customize the training sometimes depending on the opponent?
Yes,
okay.
you do.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
So generally, when you first start camp, you're just training to be sharp, to get in shape, and so on.
Right.
And then, as the camp starts to wear on, you're starting to developing the game plan for that opponent, or kind of what your coach wants you to focus on. And that was one of the reasons why, shout out to my coach, Bashir Abdullah. He's my boxing coach.
OG.
And yeah, it's one of my favorite guys.
St. Louis, stand up.
Yeah, stand up, St. Louis. Shout out to my brother in Kansas too. So basically, that's why I wanted him to be my coach. He's ex-military. He's very strategic. I'm a type of person whereas you don't have to get me pumped up to fight. I'm a fighter. I chose this. I've been a fighter. People don't realize that. I used to street fight. That's how I ended up getting into boxing. So you don't gotta hype me up to fight. You gotta calm me down to box. And he's a very strategic type of coach, where he's gonna tell you strategically what to do. I've had coaches that was crazy. Y'all be in the corner, you go sit down, they be like, all right, I need you to pull out the gap. What do you mean?
What are we doing?
I gotta left and I gotta right. What are you talking about? I need you to tell me roll a hook. You know what I'm saying? Or block this or that. Tell me logical stuff. I don't need that. So, shout out to my coach.
I think the St. Louis boxing scene is very underrated though. When you think of St. Louis, you don't really think of boxers. But when you go there,
but St. Louis is that with boxing. Shout out to my teammate, Stephen Shaw. He's the next upcoming heavyweight from St. Louis. My godbrother, Canton Miller, they like that in St. Louis. And if you know boxing, and St. Louis been like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I want my belt in St. Louis on fight night.
Yeah, that'll count. That'll count, Joey. I would need you to really get the way
Don't be beating niggas up on fight night.
I would need you to fight real life, Joey.
I actually have a question. And it's not about conditioning and all that, but
it gotta be juicy. I need some juicy questions, because I know my people been wondering, give me some of the juice so I can just hunt it. I'm gonna
sound like somebody that you've persevered. You sound like you've been through a lot, in not just in your career but in your personal life as well. So I want to know, when you get to the end of your career, what do you want to say? What do you want your fans to be like? Raquel Miller was this. What do you want them to remember you for?
I want them to remember me by how I inspired them, and how I made them feel, and how I let them know that sometimes I think people try to act like they're so high up on a pedestal that they can't just talk to people. And I think that's why a lot of people love me and support me, because sometimes when people say nice stuff to me in my inbox, I respond. They be like, oh, you responded. And I be like, yeah, I'm human. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times just a bunch of fakery going on. And I just try to be rooted in who I am. The same person you see online is the same person you're going to see outside. Like, I don't do no faking and no fronting. And I'm probably way more, I'm way more of a real one than a lot of people know because I don't share as much.
On the spades table too.
I just want people. I aspire to inspire, and I want people to be like, because of you, I didn't give up on myself. Because of you, I went for it. Because of you, I learned to meditate. I ate a little healthier. I loved on the people. I took some trips. I did my thing. Like, and I just, that's it. I believe in loving and living, and I just want to inspire people to do the same thing.
I like
That's
it.
dope.
Oh, so you is a nice ass lady.
Yeah, I'm nice. I'm like literally like the nicest, meanest person. Like today, I went to the store and I wanted some lettuce wraps, and I was asking the lady, I was like, there's no lettuce wraps here, and she was like, yeah, we don't make lettuce wraps. And I was so angry, like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all do make lettuce wraps. I get them all the time. And I was like, Raquel, just go. I was hungry and I was thirsty. It was bothering me a lot, but
So
on the regular,
We're gonna hop into the first topic right off that, because you was talking about how you had to go independent and everything like that, and it's funny because our first topic is actually women in sports.
Yes. Okay.
There was a picture going viral right now with this young lady was sitting on the bench and she was like underpaid, and it was on her shirt, right? WNBA player, by the way.
Oh, I like that.
So right. Right, so
I'm gonna put that on my shirt,
it caused the stirry, right?
Yes.
And me being the logical person I am, got back and forth with these young ladies because they was talking about, them WNBA players need to make money, and I'm like, well, the league loses money every year, so it's hard to give them a raise when they not making any money. So the argument came back and forth. Y'all don't love women, y'all hate women, and I was like, oh my God, love women,
we gay.
love women. So the women I was arguing with, I asked them, I said, can you name 5 WNBA teams? Neither one could, right? I know everybody who playing right now in the playoffs.
And I
watched the finals last night.
I'm a female athlete.
You feel what I'm saying, though? And that's what I was saying. Like, if you want women to make more money, support women. You know what I'm saying? Support them. Buy a jersey. Go to a game. You can't be over here yelling, all women need to make more money, and you buying bags while these women out here struggling because y'all won't go to a game.
See,
I get that. If you're a sports fan, you're a sports fan. I ain't saying it should be on men or women. It should be on all of us collectively. But you can't scream, like if I'm a black man, I can't be like, oh, well, black people, we underpaid, this and that and the third, and I don't buy nothing from no black people. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. That don't make no sense. That's like hypocritical as hell. So I took the opposite on it, and I've been back and forth with this whole thing. So how do you feel about women in sports, your position on the whole underpaid, overpaid thing?
So do I feel female athletes are underpaid? Absolutely. Okay. As a female boxer, am we underpaid? Absolutely. And my thing is, okay, yes, you can argue the fact that female athletes don't make as much people buy into the NBA as the LeBrons and the who's. I got that part. Yeah. But marketing is a thing. And I feel like a big part of why women aren't being able to get paid in certain spaces because we're not marketing and we're not given opportunities. Like you take the WNBA. Now, granted, I'm not like the number one NBA. I don't even watch the guys.
Right.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna sit here and say all the women, like, you support all the women. If you ain't really into boxing, I mean, you ain't probably gonna watch it. Fine, no problem. But my thing is, give us a platform. Just how Dana White gave the women in the UFC a platform.
Facts.
And then they were able to show their skills and show their talent. So with the WNBA, lower the rim. You know what I'm saying? Put the WNBA season before you put the men's season.
They put it after. They put it in.
Stupid.
Well, they do put
why
it
would you
it
market
is before.
It to women?
It's
you know
before.
what I'm saying? Like before the men. And
Yeah.
why are they having these rims high as the men's, but you guys want them to dunk? How? How can they be more exciting or whatever you want them to be when you're not keeping the rules fair?
Yeah.
So it's like, of course they're not. And we're not saying that. I'm not saying the women need to get paid as much as the men. Yeah, the men get paid and they bring the crowds. Blah blah. I got all of that point.
Right.
But there's no reason why the pay disparity should be 90%
It's really big.
different. That's ridiculous.
The pay disparity comes from what you can move at the door and what you can move ticket prices.
And I want to say, like, capitalism is real. Like, you can't tell me that they losing money. Whatever. That's all one big conglomerate. And if you guys marketed differently, you know what I'm saying, you gave these women different platforms and different opportunities, they can make money, and then they wouldn't be losing money.
The young lady was telling me that.
True.
The young lady was telling me that, like, we don't know when the games are, and I gave her an example. I was like, well, you went. I just looked at your page. And you went to the Chris Brown concert, and I'm sure that wasn't on every commercial on TV, but you knew how to find it when you wanted to find it, didn't you?
But it's
I
also,
was watching
but they're
ESPN.
Also, I never
They're
ever seen
also promoting it.
The WNBA,
somewhere.
the
It's promoted
WNBA
somewhere.
is all over ESPN. It's on ABC. It's on major networks. You know what I'm saying? The game was on last night on ESPN, a Disney station, who is one of the biggest stations in the world. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to watch it, just say that. But don't say the games ain't coming on TV or they not marketing
I don't
it.
even have a problem with them feeling some type of way. I don't like when they say it's men's fault.
Yeah, that's my point.
Like, how you gonna make it men's fault? It's our fault.
Ain't nobody going to the games. You know what I'm saying?
And I actually like.
I think sometimes in some spaces it is.
But if you a woman, right? If I come to you, if I come to you,
I can't
okay.
talk about boxing now.
Okay, Vaughn, let me ask you. I'm finna take you on a date, right? The Sparks are playing tomorrow night and the Lakers are playing tomorrow night. I got tickets. Be honest as hell. Who you want to go see?
You can't ask me that.
Why?
Because I'm a sports fan.
So who you want to go see?
I would want to go see the Sparks because I've never been to a WNBA
But that's an
game.
interesting answer.
I've never been to a WNBA game.
See, I would want to go, but I'm not
and
even
I'm
really
pulling
a
out
big
my Lisa
basketball.
Leslie's, and I'm
I ain't going to no sorry ass WNBA game. They gotta be
sorry?
no like no so no turn.
Sorry ass women.
Let me finish. So, no, I'm saying like, cause some of them teams is really booty cheeks. Like that ass, it's gonna be like 40 to 33, nigga. Like
You got on the court right now. I feel like they'd spank you though. So you can't. Okay, sorry.
you said if they get on the court, they'll spank me.
What you saying?
No, they won't. You know why? You know why? Cause I'm fouling. I'm fouling.
You just want me?
I'm fouling.
That's like
You think you going to lay up at 125 miles? I got 6 of them bitches.
You cheat.
I feel like individually though, I think females in individual sports, like you said, can market themselves. Can be like Serena Williams. I bet you Serena Williams make more money than 99% of male tennis players
Facts.
right now.
But
I can
even
guarantee
some of the
it.
basketball players are like really popular.
They popular.
Like,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Skylar Diggins, you know what I'm saying?
She
And-
markets herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's beautiful. She's boxing.
But she had to take that into her own hands, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't see LeBron. They market him.
But the NBA
They
has been
market
around
him.
He
for
also
100
jumped from the free
years.
throw line
Like you
at
gotta
40.
keep up.
I'm
That's
talking about most of the basketball players.
Oh.
I don't
Okay.
think it's fair to compare the two leagues because it's male leagues right now that y'all don't know none of the men that play in them leagues.
That's a fact.
You know why? You know why? Because they not on TV all the time. People not going to the games. Ain't nobody gonna watch them niggas.
But
And they
need to
extremely
change
talented
some of
men.
the aspects of WNBA,
The
for it to
women's-
be more
just women's sports in
marketable
general.
and women's sports in general. That's just like how a lot of people with me, they'll meet me and they'll be like, "Oh, you a boxer? You're not a boxer,
Boxer, right.
Like you're joking," and I'm like, "No, I am."
You can find
but
out.
It's just
I'll find out
but
real quick.
It's like,
Right.
but I always pride myself on that because I want little girls to be able to look at me and feel like that's something I can do, and I don't
Yeah.
want them to feel like they have to be masculine or they have to emulate being a man to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do I gotta look like a fighter to be a fighter? Why can't I be
Facts.
beautiful? Why can't I be bad and then get in the ring and handle business? Because that's what I'm gonna do.
But that's the Candace Parker. That's the
Yeah,
Skylar
and so
Diggins. Like they very ladylike. They got husbands and shit. You know.
Different views and images of women in sports because
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a man say to me, "I'm not letting my daughter play sports because he was afraid thinking that was going to push her in a direction of being,
Gay.
But that's
Wow.
a bad. That's not.
and that's
yeah,
horrible.
that's
And
a
I was
bad
like, what?
stigma
Are you
though.
serious?
if she want her coochie licked, she gonna get it licked regardless.
What are we doing right now?
Like I'm just saying, like ain't nothing stop the lick. Like
Can I read some comments real quick? I can't even see these real quick. Oh my goodness. Let me see real quick.
I'm just saying.
81 Thompson said something about. Okay, 81 Thompson said WNBA fast break equals a layup.
Hey, but
That means whatever.
hey, but that is some women are evolving. Some of them women dunk it.
Shout out to Jason. Jason Bruce said that Serena Williams makes more than 90% of all male athletes, all athletes. Period. She's in the top. She's in the top 10 percentile. Women are in the 51%. Oh yeah, women are 51% of the population in the United States.
Y'all ask some questions and I'm gonna answer them for you guys too.
If the buy-in was reflective of the actual target market size, they should be bigger than the NBA. So basically, he's saying if women support the WNBA the way men support the NBA, it would be a bigger
But see,
league.
that's like kind of like an oxymoron because women aren't all into sports like men are into sports.
Exactly.
So
But
it's like,
that's
yeah.
where he's saying stop blaming us then. That's not our fault that
we
women
gotta
ain't into
suffer.
sports.
Majority
I'm not
of
saying-
women are
I'm
not
saying
blaming
it's a
that
blame
on
factor.
men, though.
But I want to talk about my sport and women in sports because
Oh, yeah, let's-
boxing
I could
is-
watch
that's-
two
I mean,
women
the
beat each
basketball
other
is
up.
one
Yeah.
thing, but I feel like in boxing, it's a very, very old school mindset.
Yeah.
Whereas there's so many men fighters that I see, and I got nothing but love for all fighters. But I really feel like the good old boy system keeps a lot of women from being able to fight on major platforms, being able to have people see who they are. Because I see a bunch of boxing shows and I'm like, who are these people?
Facts.
I don't like none of them. Like,
Yeah.
why you couldn't have put some girls on here?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you see a lot of the women fighting, and they, like, I'm really excited. There's a really good girls card coming up on September 10th, and it's like the best girls fighting the best. And that's what we need to really push the sport further and be able to pay these women and put us in position, because you see so many promoters that don't support women of color, don't support minorities. And then when they do try to support you, they'll hit you up with like a, 2-week camp or some bull crap, where it's kind of like, come on.
Yeah.
If you believe in yourself when you think you can fight, then what's up? Give the women the opportunities. And so a lot of times people are saying, why you haven't fought this person? Why you haven't fought that person? If I don't have a major promoter behind you, house sway.
Right.
House sway. So it's
Run
like,
them in
and
the
that's a
club.
lot of times what the issue is, because it's
sorry.
like you think about it, if you don't have TV access, then you don't have money behind you.
Facts.
So if these women think that I'm a threat to fight, or what I'm saying, even if they think they can beat me or they think they're not, if I don't have a title, or if I don't have TV behind me to really push these fights to make it really attractive to do it, why would you put your title up to fight me?
I got
Now I
you.
understand, because you think you're the best and all that, but it is a business too, and it's money to be made, and I get that point, and I feel like that's a big part of the reason why. And so it's going to take women like me that's going to be having to push the envelope to create something for ourselves, maybe create leagues for ourselves, find men that want to invest
Don't look at
and
me.
believe in the process and,
Yeah.
and how talented these women are. But that's probably going to be something
Like-
that I end up doing.
She looking
Yeah,
at
but
me,
like
but
Bella
I'm
was
going
saying-
to the fight.
Bella was saying it's a shame that y'all have to do that in the first place, like as far as marketing and stuff like that. But I'm noticing now, like when I grew up on wrestling, right? WWE,
nigga said wrestling.
WWF and shit, wrestling, right? Wrestling. You hear me? It wasn't wrestling, it's wrestling. So I grew up on wrestling, and there was like zero female fighters
Cap.
when they was growing up. Which ones was out here? China?
Okay. You're doing a lot. You're not going to be China, though.
China was the one though, right? But now when I be looking at the commercials for like Nitro and all this kind of shit, they got a whole card of just feet, and they popping. You know what I'm saying?
The divas.
Popping. The divas, yeah. And now they having it more in, like you said, the UFC. You know what I'm saying? The women are, man, like Rose, when she be fighting, like all of them, the women have big names. They marketed them now. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's moving
sis,
slow,
I promise.
even though it's moving slow,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? I do feel like y'all are moving.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm saying,
definitely
in the right
moving
direction.
in a better direction,
Yeah.
and I definitely think that doors are opening, and you're able to really see the skills, because women aren't, sitting down waiting no more. Like, it's really some really talented women out here, and
Yeah.
some really good fights to be made. And I think if given the platform and given the marketing, the sky's the limit.
Scott,
I know who I want you to
And-
fight.
I agree.
Me too.
No. As long as we know.
So
Joey, you was
Yes.
Joey, you seen this picture with this kid kissing his mom? We was talking about kissing.
And I'm a Spider-Man fan,
Kissing,
too.
I know, right? We was talking about kissing your parents on the mouth. Like when y'all grew up, did y'all parents ever kiss y'all on the lips
Not
and
in the
anything
fucking
like
mouth.
that? And
My
if they
mom-
did,
I
what's the
did.
age? What's the
my
age
mom
that they
wanted to
stopped
kiss me on the
kissing
mouth
on the
until
mouth?
she died. And I used to be like, Mom, she's
Mine
like,
too.
you my kid. You know,
Yep.
Mom, like, please. And I think that you should let people love on their kids how they
way
want
they
to.
want
If
to.
there's nothing that's
Nah, some niggas love on their kids
or,
and all that.
sexual about it, it's like it's not enough love. You would be really surprised that, like, when I look back, even if I used to be like, Mom, why?
Right.
I never questioned if my mom loved me.
Facts.
I never questioned, she always wanted to hug you. She always wanted to kiss you. She always wanted to take pictures of you. And that type of love and confidence poured into me let me know I could do anything. So it wasn't a matter of what somebody else could tell me on the outside world, because at home I was always, you confident. She's like, you ain't conceited, you convinced. And I was little, like, I'm an important person.
convinced.
Yeah. But since I've always
I'm
had
saying
that type
that.
of
Yeah.
mindset. And I think that it's like, love on your people, man. Kiss your kids.
Facts.
I mean, like,
So disclaimer, real quick. Personal questions coming. You got any kids, Coach?
Nah.
You don't got any kids?
I got a
yet?
dog.
You got a
Beep,
dog.
beep.
So-
Hopefully one day I have a
So,
kid.
Coach, when you was growing up, did your parents ever kiss you on the mouth?
Nah, I never really.
How you feel
experienced
about that? Like parents kissing their kids in the mouth?
That ain't. mean, that ain't something we really grew up on.
You in DC? Nah, where I'm from.
Anybody? No, bro.
Nobody's
Kiss me in the
mom
mouth.
kissed him on the mouth.
And my mom used to. My mom was real affectionate, like hers was too. God rest my mom. So you know what I'm saying. My mom was extremely affectionionate.
Okay.
Not kiss me in the mouth though.
She never kissed you in the mouth?
No.
But she
So-
knew you ate booty and you was going to...
I was a kid.
That's my
I ain't started eating booty to 06.
She knew the future. She knew the future.
First of all,
No, honestly,
Whatever.
I feel like I'm kind of with you on this. So up until my mom passed away, she used to be like she said, like you mine,
Where
you my
from?
child.
Where you from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
that's why she got them boots on. I'm from Florida.
I like your boots, girl.
Thank you, boo. Thank you. We got one more over here. That's all that matters. But
So, what do you guys think about moms and parents kissing their kids on the lips? Is it a no or a go or what?
I feel like the world now is so sexualized
Yes.
that they over sexualize everything.
That's what I
I
was
feel like the picture that was going around was of the mother kissing her son. He had on a Spider-Man mask, and it was like reenacting the scene from
There you go.
Spider-Man. That's the scene right there.
Yeah.
And
That was passion in that kid. She went here to grow up.
it's a still.
Is that
Just
what
last week, y'all the other week, y'all just played a video. The lady had a threesome with her son and mama. That's what happens. That's how it starts.
No, it
That's how it
doesn't.
starts.
You see, that's what I'm talking about, though.
can't
But
compare
that
that.
also is because your mind is conditioned to what you're used to.
right.
You were never kissed in the mouth as a child.
So the fuck was it?
Because you
I'm gonna
weren't,
come back to your question.
it's
I
foreign
see your
to
question.
you.
I'm gonna come back to your question.
And I do feel like it's different between boys and girls.
Okay, I was gonna ask that too, because that's a young man, and that looked like Mercedes from P Valley. But anyway, that's a young man. Would it matter if it was a girl or not, a little girl or a little boy?
I feel like people should love on their kids how they want to love on their kids, but I do believe that, like some fathers might feel like it's a little too much to kiss their sons in the mouth.
Or they daughters?
Or their daughters
Yeah.
in the mouth. And I feel like with mothers as well. I feel like mothers sometimes feel like with their sons that he might be too old for me to kiss him in the mouth. But my mom was never like that. And I feel like if she had a son, she probably would be the same way. Like you came out of me.
I'm not gonna be 25
feel
kissing my mama
I don't
in the
like
mouth.
it. I don't like
I'm
it
gonna kiss
when,
her if she want me to kiss her.
I don't like it when single moms sometimes treat their sons like
That-
that's
I
their
will
man.
say that.
Yeah, like we
But
can't.
That's
Like
not
we can't eat any of the fruit snacks, bro. Like what the fuck?
play the
Yeah,
role
no.
of the man of the house. That little dude 6 years old. He ain't supposed to be the man of the
He's
house.
my
right
king
now.
and all that.
That's my king.
You gonna give me these
To
fucking fruit
that,
snacks?
that'd be creepy as hell. Because if I'm a father and I'm raising a little girl and I'm treating her like that's my girlfriend, that's gonna
Or
be
she's the
very
woman
strange.
of the house like she's not.
Right.
Yeah,
And I don't
like,
know.
let them kids be
It's like,
kids.
yeah, and it's like he's not.
And
the
now he
man
got
of
a
the
light
house.
bill in his name.
Oh God, little Tay Tay, credit score
Yeah.
500. Nah, but my mom, I remember she would kiss me almost like on the side a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? She's affectionate too. You know what I'm saying? And
Shout out to your moms. Your mom's is dope.
my mom's just dope. Yeah, that's my girl, man.
A side kiss, yeah, I probably
like
get like
right
a
here.
little lip.
Yeah,
But
she still
full
like a
fledged
little nigga though.
on the lips. Nah, my mama was too out there in the streets be kissing me in the mouth like that.
Oh yeah,
So
she was probably looking out.
I would have that. Watch out.
Your mom my business and shit.
Right.
But okay, let me ask you this. My dad kissed us on the forehead though.
My dad ain't never
like
kissed
all the
me.
way up until like we was like almost like her in the nuts. Like he kissed us on the forehead and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We would go like, you know, mama house, daddy house. He'd be like, all right, y'all. And he did it in like a manly, loving way though. You know what I mean? It never felt weird.
My dad ain't never.
It shouldn't feel
shouldn't feel
weird.
weird, right.
He's your parent.
Right.
My dad ain't
I
never
love
kissed me.
my daddy.
Your dad ain't never kissed you? Yeah,
And
that's
it's
fucked
really
up.
sad that a lot of dads don't love and kiss on their kids and
Yeah.
love on their
It is
children.
sad.
And it's really sad how it's normalized to whereas I'll talk to guys sometimes and it's like they don't really understand how to express love because they haven't really been shown love. And it's
Yeah.
been like, oh, be tough. And it's like, especially like a lot of men, they don't even know how to express themselves. So it's like you've grown up in a situation where you've been taught to be a player. You've been taught to, womanize. You haven't been taught to show affection. And then you're
In
supposed
the
to turn around and
proper
be a
way.
good husband. Or
Right.
you're supposed to then, answer all of these questions and be so compassionate to women when you've never been taught that.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times it starts in the home. Like, love on your people.
That's
Kiss your
100% a
people.
fact.
Tell people you love them. Like,
kiss
we
that
only
nigga in the-
here for a short period of time.
Kiss that little nigga in the mouth and
Stop
then he grew up to be
making
a
it sound
freak.
You gotta be tough.
Can't been
when that's
kissing his
not
mama for the
love.
past 30 years.
Hey, can
Like,
we
he
get the
been
comments
a
down real
little
quick?
freak ass little boy in 3rd grade. Can't been kissing his mama this whole
Can we see
life.
the comments real quick?
Jason,
you was kissing your cousin.
Jason made a derogatory comment that I will not be reading.
You ain't reading Jason?
First of all, fuck you. I was not kissing my cousin.
Jason also said maybe a
humping
baby,
your
but
cousin.
not no grown ass kid.
Yeah, I kiss a
Maybe
little
a baby,
taller.
He
but
said
not
maybe
no
a
grown-ass
baby.
kid.
Like a toddler. So toddlerish?
Yeah, like a taller.
Okay. What did Sean say?
A1
Single moms
said-
expect payback?
Yeah, they expect payback when their sons grow up because they can't find a man when they older.
Oh, wow.
I love you, see? My brother's on here. My brother's on here.
Vaughn, you got
I
a
just
daughter.
gave you a shout out earlier. You
You
didn't
and your
hear
daughter
me.
really
I just
close.
was
You
talking
kiss your
about
baby
you.
in the mouth?
No.
Are y'all affectionate?
Yes.
Okay.
But were you raised that way? Were you kissed in the mouth?
My family loved to kiss, especially my father's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always a little girl, like, do not touch me.
Your mom and daddy from the same area?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was always like, don't touch me.
And can you
Like,
tell the people again where you from?
I'm from Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, no.
In the because my mama people from like Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they kiss. Like they kiss. Yeah,
they
baby. And
kissing bugs.
Creole and
They-
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kiss.
Beard, I be like, come
Hard.
on, bro. I'm gonna sit and stick beside him.
I'm
Right.
You know, I love my dad.
He the only one he got,
I'm
right?
a love on my people.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, and am I gonna kiss my kid in the mouth?
I don't feel like
If
there's
I
a
want
right
to,
or a
I'm
wrong
gonna
way.
Do what I want to do. With
I don't
my
feel
kid, and care about me.
Right.
My kid.
I don't feel like there's a right or wrong way, honestly. I feel like if it's your child, do what you want with your child. If you now, you know, not do it, not like that. Now, see, say everybody sexualize everything.
It. Yeah.
You
But
can't eliminate that aspect.
do not play that music.
You cannot eliminate that aspect of it.
You can.
No, you
though.
can't, 'cause it
you
happens.
can. It does happen. You're correct.
Oh my God.
But that's because people sexualize everything. This world is so perverted.
Right.
This is your child. If I have a child and I'm giving my child pure love, I'm giving my child love.
Yeah.
It's not perversion or anything like that. Then if I would decide to kiss my child, then that's the way I choose to love my child. If you choose to not do that, that is your way
Guess
you
what?
love your child. And it's
I'm gonna
okay.
tell you weird as fuck for kissing your baby
And
on the
that's
mouth.
fine.
fine.
But you should mind. What she say?
But I just
First
think that
off,
people
bitch,
don't
mind your
be-
business. You should mind your business.
No, not if you kissing kids in front of me.
But I just
Huh?
think people.
You said why I think it's weird?
Too much into
'Cause it is.
caring what other people think.
They do.
You need them, man.
To be themselves, like, or just be and do whatever they want to do. That's why I just do whatever I want to do.
Facts.
And I don't really care what, you know what I'm saying. I don't care what nobody thinks.
And
It's my
whoever
life.
like it, and whoever don't,
Yeah.
don't.
Like, you know how many people tell me I shouldn't box and you shouldn't fight
couldn't
and
do
what
this,
about
huh?
your face? And I don't care about none of that because I care
Is it
more
your
about being
face?
a champion. I care more about my legacy than I care about how I look. Like,
That part.
I've been cute forever. I've been a baddie forever. That don't sustain me because that's not what I stand on. Like, what I stand on is who I am, what I can accomplish, and what I do. And if I want to get in the ring and I want to, you know what I'm saying, mix it up, that's what I'm going to do. You know, and I'm not going to allow somebody else to tell me what I should and shouldn't do or what's not ladylike. Watch me beat you up and then put my heels on. What you mean?
Drop
What you
smile.
mean I'm
What
not
kind of
ladylike?
music? What kind of music do you train to? Like,
You know?
because I know your clean up the house music is different from your drum.
Yeah, you know my oldies. You know,
really
today
been-
I was in the gym. You guys know, like I put on like oldies but goodies because I just needed to kind of like vibe.
Yeah,
but
you gotta vibe sometimes.
I'm very much like some of this new rap is so stupid. I'd be like, yo, kill, hold, trick. I can't, you know, like I am very much in tune with what you put
There's
on.
other
But
lyrics
I
in that
mean, you
song.
know, I'm definitely gonna kick up to some Meek Mills because Meek Mills be having you dream chasing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna listen to DMX because you know. He be barking and I be hyped up.
listen
You
to
know, I'm
Kodak
listening to
Guy,
some old school.
Hey man,
some-
shout out to the
She-
single
she
Ho Ho
listen to
Kill
Jeezy,
Kill.
man.
Oh, I listen to Jeezy because you know
So let me
he
ask
probably
you,
women
you listen to Nipsey?
Do I listen to Nipsey? I don't listen to Nipsey like I listen to Nipsey when I run, and it's not like all the Nipsey songs because some of the old Nipsey I was like Nipsey. You was tripping. Nipsey, I don't know about this, but that new Nipsey, yes. But like I just listen to songs like Dedication. I listen to songs that kind of inspire me in some aspect. It just
Facts.
can't be just a song with a beat. It gotta have something in it to be like, okay, that make me hyped up. And I really, but to be honest, I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I train.
That's smart.
And especially when I run or I listen to lectures, you know, shout out to CT Fletcher. That is my uncle in my head, and he followed me, and I really just love him. And I turn on some CT and be turned up. You know, Eric Thomas.
You said Harriet Tubman.
See, there you go. See, there you go. Even though Harriet Tubman, if you ever listen to her story, she was a bad woman.
Yeah.
And she was a bad lady. And so I really just like to be inspired. And I just need music or, you know, frequency music, whatever that inspires me or that pushes me, that challenges me and makes me think.
I do think music does change the way that you move, change the way that you work out, change the way you think, all that shit. Music is extremely powerful. Shout out to Nipsey. What happened with Nipsey this week?
He got a star.
That was August 15th. RP to the great man.
Yes.
He did get his Hollywood star, his star of fame up down there in Hollywood. They also declared it Nipsey Hussle Day on August 15th, which is his birthday, and I feel like that's great.
Okay.
I know, like, I listen to Nip, so it's like back. Slauson boy, I'm listening to old Nip. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and he really reminds me of my brother who passed away. Like, same thing, like from physical appearance to everything.
The mentality.
So, yeah, mentality.
His mentality was like that cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was crazy. Like, so that's just something I felt like, you know.
I have a question.
Star was well deserved.
Yeah, I felt it was deserved.
Yeah.
I got a question about this. I'm super duper happy that they gave him this. I think he definitely deserved it, but I feel like would he have gotten his star if he was still living?
I don't think so. But sometimes I'm gonna tell you this about humans, right? I think humans are like art sometimes. Just because, you know, an artist dies doesn't mean their work is gonna die with them. Sometimes your shit appreciate value when you're not here. And his message wasn't heard until he wasn't here.
But that happens often.
Does.
There's many artists that have gotten notoriety and just they are more known once they're deceased.
Yes.
And I feel like, why is it like that? Like, why do I gotta die?
That goes back to not giving people their flowers.
While they're here.
Because a lot of times, you know, people will be so consumed in, and this is just like a message that I hope a lot of you receive today. Like, stop being consumed with what's not working, what's not going right. Like, focus on what's going right. Focus on being grateful. Like, give your people your flowers. Love on your people. Help your people. Like, your frequency is what you allow into your life. Yeah. And if you're not vibing on the same frequency of what you're trying to manifest, it's not going to happen. So it's like, love people. If you admire somebody, tell them. You know, like, if you like them, whatever, like, support people, or don't be a hypocrite. Then when they die, you bandwagon and all of that.
That's what it is.
I think it's because your story is incomplete until it's complete, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say that O.J. Simpson would have died before that night, right? O.J. Simpson would have went down as one of the greatest running backs of all time. We would have remembered him for what he did on the football field. We would remember him for his funny movies and all that shit. What is O.J. known for?
Killing white people.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Had he passed before we got that knowledge.
But he didn't even get convicted of that. So it's like, it's all...
He wrote a book, said if I'd have did it, that nigga wild for that, boy.
He did it.
If I would have did it and wrote a book, who tells on themselves in an autobiography? But like, so R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, had these men died,
but see, I just really
at the
don't
peak of their,
like
you know,
that.
Right.
But I mean, R. Kelly is another situation, you know, and I feel how I feel about that, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But even with the Bill Cosby thing, his legacy shouldn't be tainted if he hasn't been convicted of anything. Because like, if he went through the due diligence of the law and they didn't convict him of anything, then what is the point? I don't even like the whole ideal of the whole system. Why do you go to jail and you get reprimanded and you do pay your time or to society, whatever, and then you come home and then you have to have your record and you can't get a job and you can't, so then you might as well not even punish people. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But if somebody didn't get convicted of it and you can't prove that they did it, then why are you taking away all of their flowers?
So they do it?
I don't really know, but I mean, according to the law, he didn't do it. So it's like,
on paper he didn't do it, but he did it. But
I don't know, but who am I to say what he did and didn't do?
I genuinely feel like, okay, because with that situation, Bill
I know
Cosby,
that Charlie Sheen dude was giving women AIDS and nobody talking about that.
They all got their flowers.
So let's just talk about everybody. We're gonna talk about it, not just
flowers.
black men that have done things.
But I feel like, and they're not dead. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, they got their flowers. People they got accolades.
Them flowers got snatched out the ground.
But it doesn't matter. People, they still got their flowers up until that point. Up until the point where they have all this legalities and stuff going on, they got their flowers. I'm talking about people that like Nip.
Does R. Kelly have a star?
They removed
They removed it.
Removed
They removed it, yes, but he still got it. That's my thing. They gave him his flowers.
Okay.
Now, if your flowers got snatched, I don't got nothing to do with that. But your flowers was given. My thing is, see, people didn't want to ride Nip's wave while he was here.
Right.
And it happens so there's been plenty of artists that come out, not just musically, but that come out and they just, people don't, if they're not too popular, if they too underground, people don't want to, they might listen to it, you know, in a private time, but they're not going to be outwardly promoting this person.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like she said, it don't even have to be music. Like, you see a person that you like out here in the streets, oh yeah, dude's music is dope, but nobody else is hyping him up, so you like, oh, I can't.
And that goes back to followers and people being followers.
Exactly.
It's just like how now
Russell.
with women,
Oh, yeah,
you will
Russell
take
Berry.
people that don't even have no substance, they can't teach you anything, but you steady clicking, following, you steady liking them when all she's selling is ass and titties and all he trying to show you is stacks of money and dope. Like, there's nothing cool about being a dope fiend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't promote doing drugs, but it'd be so many people that won't follow you because they feel like, oh, you're not promoting. What like, people don't even know where they're going. It's like a bunch of blind leading blind. And it's like, that's the circle that we in right now. A bunch of dope fiends, a bunch of people, oh, I was popping pills. Like, why are you poisoning yourself?
That's real cute.
I feel like
There's nothing cool about
I
it.
feel
It's
like
real
now that
cute.
we're older, we can see it a lot more clear now. Because when we was kids,
I ain't never been a dope fiend. I always been a smart kid.
When
Like,
we were
I ain't
kids,
doing
like
that.
we were highly influenced by music, like growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I kind of dressed like the franchise boys and shit. The clothes was baggy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's different. But I'm talking about
wearing
the
ass
drugs.
t-shirts. You was grown when that
I'm
happened.
talking about like
People
the
go that far.
destruction of it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, like be your own person. Like, no, nothing cool about a lot of the stuff that's going on right now.
Let's talk about somebody that is getting their flowers
Who, Ari?
here and there. Yeah,
Ari?
I feel like she's starting to get a little.
That's the home team, so I'm always
Facts.
riding with Ari.
Facts.
Is Ari Moneybag your baby mama?
Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox, the singer.
Ari Fletcher.
I
no,
thought
it's
we were talking
different.
about Ari
Because
Fletcher's
Ari
album.
No, we're not.
My
promise,
cousin
Nick.
are really good friends. My cousin sings opera.
Okay.
And it's weird. But Ari Lennox, I mean, she's on the home team. She said her album is done. She ain't dropped it yet though. I don't know when we can expect it, but she did drop a new single called Hoodie.
Yeah, I seen a visual for it.
Yeah, it was cute.
How was you feeling? You wasn't feeling it?
It was cute.
Yes,
You wasn't. So that was a no.
I gotta watch something more than once.
I feel that. I gotta hear this album. I don't
Yeah, we
know.
gonna see.
I'm ready for it though. I'm
But
ready
if
for
you're
some
not
new
giving me
music.
Shea Butter Baby,
Right.
Then I
What
want
vibe
it.
are you on? What vibe
right?
you
I
getting?
need that.
Right.
I just got a new. I need that.
So with these new artists that's coming out, like Raquel was talking about the rap being like super like booty because it kind of is. So I was hearing about how the R&B is dying and all that shit. I don't think so. I think the R&B group is dying off, like the groups and stuff. But it's a lot of artists that's like really good artists. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is
I'm gonna answer.
is a trap.
Okay.
It's trap soul.
The trap soul thing, yeah, but
Trap soul is
it's
breaking
we
through.
needed
Let
it
'em
kinda. We needed it kinda. I like Afro beats.
Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys, because I'm on my live and some of my fans are asking a couple of
Let's-
questions. So I want to
let's do it.
answer 2 questions really quickly.
Okay.
First question is, what would I say to female boxers that are aspiring to get into the ring? First thing I would say is get in the gym, find you a coach that you respect, that respects you, that doesn't want to sexualize you, that doesn't want to do nothing weird, just only wants to teach you and train you. Secondly, do like I did. I just Googled how to get to the Olympics because I totally didn't know. But you have to kind of get on the amateur scene first. So have you a couple of amateur fights. And then from the amateurs, you can kind of go to Team USA if you would like to. But first, get you some experience. But first, write your vision board. Write what you want to accomplish. Second, get in shape. Third, getting you a gym. Get with your coach that you respect, that respects you, and they'll help you with the process. Shoot me a message. Oh, sorry, I don't get to the messages all the time, but if I can get to it, I'll send you any type of tips that I do have. Someone asked me, am I going to defend my interim title? No, I'm not defending my interim title. I'm moving up to 168 right now,
I really would love to be able to fight Franchon, but I had to give up my title when I had to separate from my promoter, so I wasn't able to keep that title, and that was a big issue all in itself, but so no. But I'll be a world title by the end of the year. Just wait for it. I got you.
How many titles do you currently hold?
I don't. I had to get rid of my titles to get out of my contract.
Damn.
It's okay, though.
It's easy money to get that
Now
money
you finna beat
back.
these hoes
It's okay,
up for
though.
real.
Because everything that's for me is on its way to me.
Everything
I got
had to
you.
give up.
It's all good.
So previously, how many did you hold?
2.
Okay. Damn.
You still the champ.
You still the
I'm
champ.
always a champion. Period.
You still the champ for sure.
I wish my wife know how to beat bitches up like that. I will sick her on bitches.
Maybe when you have her in jail somewhere, I can't
Right.
say people call me and be like, yeah, I
Oh,
got
God.
somebody for you to fight. Like,
Hey, I was staying with Raquel in the club one time, and I felt safe. Like I felt like if it go down, like I really gonna see
I really
her.
will say this though, you do be feeling like a superhero sometimes. Like you be out with my
Yeah.
friends and we be looking all cute. I be thinking like, damn, they don't even
They
really
don't
know.
even
We
know
all in a fight.
that I can unleash
you do
these
feel kind of
hoes.
like a superhero sometimes. I will say that.
She
Like,
be in the club like these hoes don't even know. I will beat all day ass.
She got the strength of a superhero. She pushed me down the steps one time, long time ago.
She grabbed me in the club. I was walking. I was walking. I didn't even know she was dead. I said, oh. And I turned around. I thought it was a nigga. So I said, I know the nigga just grabbed me like this. It was her. She's like, where you going? I said, you can't
Do that.
You can't manhandle me like that.
Do not believe this.
Don't do
I'm about to
that, man.
scream.
I'm a sweetheart. They making up stuff.
Well, I think that you're gonna go down as the GOAT, man. So speaking of GOATs, I got a question for y'all. This past week, shout out to the Breakfast Club, man. Love the Breakfast Club. Watched the Breakfast Club the last 13 years. The Breakfast Club has officially kind of lost a member. I ain't gonna say they breaking up because they still gonna stay on. So the Breakfast Club has ended as we know it. We want to know, because we argued before the show about Charlamagne staying, DJ Envy staying, and if y'all don't know, Angela Yee is actually the one leaving the show. She has her own show now. She got nationally syndicated. So shout out to Angela Yee. And she got her Lip Service podcast, which is actually pretty good. Actually really good. So I personally thought she brought more to the show than some people thought. But the question to y'all is, do y'all think that the Breakfast Club will go down as the #1 radio show of all time? Who's over the Breakfast Club?
Tom Joyner Warner Show.
Y'all think Tom Joyner?
Tom Joyner Warner Show, nigga. I was on a school bus listening to
Exactly. Tom
that
Joyner and Donnie Simpson.
nigga.
Donnie Simpson and Tom Joyner.
Tom Joyner?
I would put Steve Harvey over them.
Yeah, I like Steve Harvey.
The Steve Harvey show?
I used to jack. I used to
Jack-
not to jack off. I wasn't gonna say that. I didn't finish. I was gonna say I was just jack to that. I used to jack to that. That's what I used to
Y'all
say.
can hear them, so I hope y'all can hear them.
But Steve Harvey in the morning and Ricky Smiley in the morning.
Yeah, I put Ricky Smiley over
I ain't
there.
putting all them over the Breakfast Club.
Yes, bro. We talking about culture wise, bro. Like real.
Big Boy and them too.
You forgetting
Big Boy and
I
them.
think I live in the South. I don't be listening to. I don't watch no shows.
In the
I mean,
South,
but
we
I
listen
never
to
really
radio.
watched-
She had Oscar her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I was
We
like,
had radio.
I don't know what I
Yeah,
was
you had to listen to the radio in the
I
South.
used to get on the bus, put it on 95.
So y'all really think all them shows is over the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
1000%.
Dead ass?
Yes.
Who you think? Who your #1 radio show was?
Yeah, right on the head.
Tom Joyner?
Tom Joyner.
Somebody-
And then I
Tom
like
Joyner
I like
is
that.
fine.
Breakfast Club is definitely top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
Who?
Breakfast Club
Yeah,
is
they
definitely
said
top 5.
Breakfast Club is definitely top 5.
I don't even get that.
What?
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Howard
Put your
Stern?
money on me.
No.
I'm gonna make it.
Tom Joyner.
Triple of that.
I
Okay.
do Steve Harvey.
Thank
Okay.
Smiley.
Thank you,
I do
Malika.
Ricky
I
Smiley.
love you.
That's nephew Tommy.
Yeah.
Nephew Tommy, yeah. That boy's funny.
Who else?
Them Frank's funny as hell.
Goddamn.
I thought Ricky Smiley was better than the other two personally.
Ricky Smiley had crime.
Ricky Smiley's show was
Ricky
really
Smiley, the
good.
reason why I don't go by my birth
Steven said
name.
that they're unmatched. I mean, I guess I didn't.
Breakfast
pay enough-
Club?
Yeah.
I think their
never paid that
interviews
much
are
attention to
unmatched.
them.
Their interviews are unmatched, in my
I don't
personal
really
opinion.
have a good
Breakfast
enough
Club.
Yeah, I think they get the.
conversation to add.
But that wasn't what the other ones was about though.
Which
They was
ones?
also education.
Yes, when we get married.
Somewhat, yeah. In the morning
you
and
would
shit.
learn some shit with the other ones.
I feel that. I feel Tom Joyner was good.
Yeah, I don't like
Funk
listening
Max
to
and
stuff
Flex
where I
now?
don't feel like I
Yeah.
learned, and I think that's why I never really got into the Breakfast Club because I don't really do gossip.
But
And
I think it
feel
depends on what you
it's
grew
just
up to-
like, What
Yeah.
are they talking about? Shout out
There
to
was a
Earn
lot
Your
of
Leisure.
gossip.
That's
You're
why
right,
I
yeah.
listen to them.
It was a
Because
lot of
wanna
gossip.
I don't need to be entertained. I need to be educated. But that's my mindset.
That's what it was.
You want to know?
Like,
You don't listen to
I
the
want to
radio.
learn.
learn. Teach me something or leave me alone.
So you don't fuck with the Breakfast Club like that?
Nah, but I don't really deal with stuff that doesn't really elevate my mind. And I don't really. I mean, no disrespect to them, but
Yeah.
Hope not.
I just want to learn.
They have
I want to be
You could learn
taught
from
something.
some of those people in those interviews, though.
Which is
I
cool,
agree
but
too.
I don't
This
feel
is
like
good,
really
man.
fishing
There was
through
a
it. I
lot
really listen
of-
to their autobiography or
Like,
I
I
listen to
didn't-
their book. I just don't really. But I'm pretty sure they had a really good platform because it went on for so long.
It was
but
huge. Yeah.
For me, it wasn't really something and I'm West Coast.
Yeah.
A
So
true
that
story.
was East Coast to me. So it wasn't like a thing.
Steve, Ricky Smile, the reason why I don't go by my birth name.
Why?
My birth name is LaDarren.
Little there.
And yeah, so anytime I used to introduce myself, I'd be like, they'd be like, so what's your name? I'd be like, my name is LaDarren. And people be like, my name Lil Daryl. I'd be like, no, bitch, my name is LaDarren. So that's why I go by other names.
My name Lil Durrell.
Yeah, I hated that shit.
That nigga used to be funny as
That
hell,
shit used to be
man.
funny as fuck.
Funny as hell.
I can definitely say that I feel like the dynamic will change. Obviously, it's inevitable. Any person that leaves a trifecta, you know, there was three. It was only three.
It was three.
Yeah, it was three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime somebody leaves, it's gonna change the dynamic. But I definitely think that it'll go on. I mean, Angela Yee did bring a lot. I don't feel like they were number one, like they're unmatched. But I do feel like they were top 5. I can definitely say that.
They should get Jess hilarious.
Phoebe is my kid.
No,
I think she would be good on the
Her and Charlamagne
radio.
going at it. that'd
She would be
funny.
great on the radio. And they good
I
friends
think maybe
too.
she'll be good on the radio.
Just hilarious.
She had to tone it down a little bit.
Her podcast is fucking hilarious.
But you gotta see, but the dynamic will be different. I mean, it
But put
will be
Carisha on
completely
there.
different. No, Carisha,
You
hell
know
no.
what I'm saying?
Young
Carisha
Miami,
Breeze, that's just
yes.
actually interesting.
I'm alright.
It is, but I don't think she
Nah.
would be a good replacement for Yee.
Not at all. Just hilarious is very. I think you got the perfect replacement,
Just
dog.
hilarious.
She is witty enough to do it.
She's definitely witty enough
She's
to even do
good,
her own
man.
show, but I don't feel like for the Breakfast Club.
You don't
I
think
just
so?
I don't. I
think
really
she'd
don't.
be dope on there.
Who you like? Coretta Scott? Michelle Obama.
Get on my nerves.
Damn, you just tell everybody no with no solution. Like,
Anyways,
don't know who, but not her.
Yes, I don't know who, but not any of them.
I think they should do an interim thing where they kind of just bring in people. You know what I'm saying? Let them do like a week.
Let Bella do
Kind
it.
of like they did on when
I
Michael
feel like you can
Strahan
do it.
got when Reese and Kathleen Lee broke up. They
You
was
think
just
so?
bringing on people and whoever stuck, and Michael Strahan stuck. And then he got that good ass job and then left left it and got a better job.
I think what worked for them is because I feel like Charlamagne has a big personality, but I feel like the others too, they was kind of chill.
Yeah.
She was like the voice of reason.
Yeah,
She
she
was.
was the voice of reason. Envy, he be having his slick comments and remarks sometimes, but he was like,
He
you know, he had that light skin energy, definitely. But I definitely feel like they balanced each other. That's why I feel like Just Hilarious wouldn't balance the group. I feel like she has such a strong personality that she couldn't be in
She
that
be in
group.
there yelling. I
do
You
know
have
what
to
they're
have a
talking
yin to a
about.
yang when you're
We all know what they're
doing
talking
certain
about.
type of
Yes, I
stuff.
do.
So yeah.
Man, so shout out to Breakfast Club, man. And
Shout
Miss
out Breakfast
Angela
Club. See,
Yee.
I told you I do know.
I hope she do great things, man. I hope her show pop like a motherfucker. Hey, real quick, we got Black August coming up. If y'all don't know what that is, Joey, you want to educate our resident Black Panther. Joey is in the building. Tell them what Black August is, bro.
Put the weed up. All power to the people. So yeah, Black August is a celebration of
Can y'all hear
black revolutionaries that went to prison or was like incarcerated for the revolution of black people around like Huey P. and so forth and so forth. So Black August is just a way of celebrating, and the Black Panther part of San Diego is hosting a forum at the Malcolm X Library in City Heights, where we're just gonna celebrate and educate the community about Black August. So we be passing it out. So the flyer on my Instagram, all that. Or you can follow the Black Panther Party San Diego. Get the information. Come out, man. We for to be real heavy in the streets coming soon.
So is it like almost like a
is
Black
it?
Memorial Day?
August 27th.
August 27th.
Oh, the
Okay.
same day I fight.
That's a fight night.
So how you going
First
to
of all, shut
How
up.
you coming to the fight?
say you coming to my fight?
We gonna figure this
I'm
thing
coming
out.
to the fight. I'm already be in LA. I'm going to Chris Brown.
I'm going to Chris Brown. You going to Chris Brown?
So I'm already going to be
August
there.
is Black Business Month too.
Is it?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
August is Black
And I
Business
support
Month.
2 niggas.
Support Black
Brown,
business.
you.
I'm not a nigga. I am a goddess. Okay. I am a queen. I'm not that. Anyways.
So yeah, man. Thanks for educating me on that. I hadn't actually never heard of that before. It almost sounds like Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? For
niggas.
For us, yeah.
So,
So
you want to say niggas? My bad.
you the Black Panther, bro.
No.
I be scared to sit around you. See it. I know if you snap
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
really Black Panther. Really Black Panther. Yeah. See, that's just like when niggas don't believe she boxed.
See a fighter, right? Because you're a
If you
comedian.
do like-
Because you're a comedian and a Black Panther, and when we think Black Panther, we think of somebody like serious, and
And
you know what I'm
teach me
saying.
to talk. Now I'm gonna get you right every time.
No, you're not.
Every time I'm gonna get you right.
Okay.
The first Black man I say, nigga, this nigga Stonewall Johnson.
Who's a first black man?
So-
to say nigga?
Okay.
So we got some accomplishments going now. Hey, we it was something about these all Black female flight crew, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw
Joy, did you want to give us the update on what's going on with that? And,
Yeah,
hey,
so-
real quick before you do that, hey man, I hope everybody's safe. Before we went on the air today, we got an alert saying that they had evacuated the airport here in San Diego. It was a threat. They all the planes have been okay.
That too. But they were saying that the reason why they did that at the airport is because somebody's bag made it through security without like being cleared properly. So they cleared it out as a precaution.
That's a bullshit story.
I'm just telling you what they told.
That's a bullshit
It's
story.
okay to be on my desk.
I shouldn't say that on. I shouldn't say that live, should I?
I'm gonna answer.
No, that's a cover up story. You got a question you want to answer before he get us hip on this all Black female crew?
No.
I was saying somebody ain't have.
Oh, somebody
yeah,
asked me a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to answer it?
They said, what do you feel was your biggest challenge to becoming the co-fighter you are today? I think your biggest challenge is yourself and
Always.
teaching yourself to stay disciplined when you don't feel motivated.
That's pretty good.
And I think that my biggest challenge is
motivation.
recognizing that even if you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish yet, it just hasn't been your turn yet. So you have to stay dedicated, to stay focused until it's your turn. So for me, my biggest challenge is me and overcoming, the obstacles that I face and recognizing that what's for me is on its way to me and not being discouraged by some of the things that I've experienced in the process. Because I recognize that's all the story. When I do get the belts, I just get them and toss them to the side. So I have to appreciate the journey because that's what's going to really be the thing that sticks with me when it's over.
It's a great answer. Strong Black women out here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a great answer. Speaking of which, Joy, what you got to update on this crew?
Oh yeah, man. So Spirit Airlines, out of everybody, Spirit Airlines did the first like all Black female like crew down from like pilots to flight attendants to people that did the bags with all Black women.
Passengers, too.
Yeah, all Black passengers
That's
as well.
cool.
In the tower too?
Yeah, everybody was Black.
He said the soul plane and everything. So it was all females. It was all females.
Yeah, it was all females, and they
African-American
did to
females.
commemorate the first Black female pilot, Bessie Coleman.
Bessie
Bessie Coleman came the pilot June 15, 1821. I want to say. Oh no,
Wow.
We'll go with that.
1921.
I was gonna say, but no planes when we arrived.
It was 1921.
It was 1921. She was born
A plane is a 19th century craft.
There we
so
go.
It had to been 1921.
Yes, sir.
I be knowing my shit, but yeah, child. They did it to commemorate Bessie Coleman. You know what I'm saying?
Would you ride that plane?
What?
That plane, that black one.
With all Black women?
Yeah.
If I was single,
Would you feel like you're safe?
yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't?
I always
I just want to throw
when it's a
it.
bunch of Black women, I
asking
would
you.
feel safe as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cause it's gonna be if it's 3 Black women, 2 gonna get you out of there and 1 gonna fight.
It's probably a fun. It was probably a fun flight too.
Well, they probably sang. It's put like hella cocoa butter on there.
Because it's always the Black lady at the airport, like when you coming in, that's always like funny. Everybody better be in line. And they always got some personality when you go to like Atlanta or Dallas or somebody like that. Like them country Black women, they be so funny. The stewardesses, they
The
always
first
be like
time I ever
entertaining.
flew a Black lady, woman, flight attendant helped me because I was going to boot camp, and she was like, look at it, she said, "Oh, you one of the military babies? Come on!" And she held my hand all the way down to the little terminal to get her. She like, you talk to your mama? I'm like, no, they took my phone.
You was just a jit. What'd you call it, a jit?
I was a jit.
A
man.
jit.
Oh, I love hell. She knew I was love. She like, go ahead. She let me use the phone, call my mama, let her know I made it to the airport properly.
Look at that.
That's what's up.
All that shit, but she made it like real easy because I had never flew either. So it was a lot like, hey,
Extra scary ass.
It's for facts.
Hey, well, shout out to that crew, man. We very,
Definitely.
like I said, we ain't won yet. He said we shall overcome. We ain't overcame yet, but we are moving, man. I will tell
The
you that.
liberation
Don't
will
let
come
nobody
once
tell
we
you
all
we
get
ain't
along.
moving forward because we moving forward. Don't get discouraged.
Yes.
And start getting frustrated, man. Just keep moving forward. We moving they moving the goalposts, but we still running. You feel
To
me?
be honest, we not making before we switch.
Okay.
We're not working to make life better for black people for us today.
Right. And that's what I was telling
And
you
that's
about
the problem
female athlete.
when
though.
it comes with liberation. People think we are liberating for us today. We're not liberating for us today.
Right.
Harriet Tubman did not free slaves for them today. It might have helped a couple of them today. But that stuff is for our children. We want our children to benefit from what we got. We all benefit from the things that our grandparents went through. They never got to experience these things. Some of our grandparents were blessed enough to see a first black president, but some of our grandparents never got in their lifetime got to see those things. So they fought and they climbed and they scratched for it to be a better day for us. So if you going through life expecting that the liberation will come based on you today and it's gonna help you today, it's not. Hopefully, your kids and your grandkids will get to live those liberations that you fought for. And every day I go through life, I'm not worrying about me right now. I'm making it a way so when I have kids, they ain't got to go through the shit I ain't got to go through. And hopefully down the line, by the time those days come, it'll be a just world. But in the meantime, between time, we fighting and we clawing.
I'm gonna have a good life while I'm here. This cycle, I ain't waiting.
Big facts. I want to ask y'all about church.
I'm gonna leave legacy and all of that, but my ideal is I'm gonna live in this present moment and I'm gonna live my life exactly how I want to, and I'm not waiting for no upper room and all of that.
She said
I
upper
don't know
room.
what's gonna come.
She got cookies coming or something.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that I'm living in this moment and I'm gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna happen now and later.
That's a blessing. I was just talking to somebody about that NASA scientist that chained himself to their door, and he trying to tell everybody it's almost over.
Oh yeah.
It was a whole group of NASA scientists, the climate scientists, and they saying there's something on the way, and they won't tell you what it is. Or all that shit.
Like I just.
That's a little scary because it was a real video for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You never know, but it's like just live now. Like
Yeah.
I'm not living with the context of like, oh, I have to live it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if this world gonna be here. I'm trying to get to another planet,
Big
to
facts.
another dimension. But in this space, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna love on my people. Like live today. Stop putting off those vacations. Stop putting off those workouts. Like do what you're supposed to do today because ain't nothing promised, and we don't know. And I'm sliding out sideways when I'm
take the
done.
trash
Like I
out
did
now. I'll be
everything.
like,
I
later.
went everywhere. I loved. I had fun. I did everything. I
That
wanted to do.
positivity, that positive energy.
I'm just saying, like that's how
contagious.
my fiance is. She be like, "Can you take out the trash right now?" I be like, "Nah, later," and then I forget. And she be mad.
Yeah, when it took like 2 minutes, just go do it now.
The
Do
hardest
it now.
part about
Go on
doing stuff is
vacation
getting
now,
them to
y'all.
do
Yeah,
it.
that's her.
Okay? Do whatever you want to do with your life right
What was
now.
the question that you had?
I want to
Don't wait.
ask. I want to
Stop
talk
waiting.
about this because I noticed that these pastors keep
That's my message.
getting in the news. Okay, I want to know first of all. We talked about church like a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if it hurt y'all or helped y'all growing up. You know what I mean? I don't know like how y'all feel about church now.
I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I
Compared to what
feel.
y'all feel. Compared to what y'all. So recently we had so we talked about the pastor that came out. He got robbed, and then nobody knew if the pastor was in on this robbery and all that. Did y'all see this? So
Pastor
the pastor
Gucci.
got robbed. They got robbed live on camera,
man.
and the pastor was one of them guys that's always stunting, showing off his cars, his closet, his jewelry. Like they said that day, they took $1 million worth of jewelry off him and his wife. That mean they got too much damn jewelry on to be in the church house in the first place. But so another video just surfaced of a pastor in Kansas City. Don't know the brother's name, but he went in on his congregation and was like, "That's why y'all still
My
broke,
favorite
busted,
rap.
and disgusted. Y'all didn't buy me no watch." Like he was
Yeah,
talking about this
what are
watch
you
he didn't
talking
get.
about?
Have y'all
It's
seen this video?
ridiculous.
And
Yes, I saw that
it's
video.
so disgusting to hear a man of God sit up here and talk to these people like that. And I know, boy, you going to hell on a full scholarship with, you know what I'm saying, all
Room
the
and
fixes.
board paid for.
Room and board paid for in hell, because ain't no way you finna sit up there and call yourself a man of God and you talking down to your flock the way that you are, like, because they didn't buy him a Movado watch. He recently came out and apologized and all that kind of shit. Apologies always come when you get, caught up on some bullshit. So I want to ask y'all, did you grow up in the church, boss?
Yeah, I actually did.
Do you go to church now?
Nah.
do you think church helped you, or what did it do for your life?
Me, I grew up in the church. It was like just something that we did. So it was like, that was just the norm. And when it's ingrained in you as a kid, it's just what you do. It wasn't until I met other people, I'm like, oh shit, y'all don't go to church. So, growing up, I won't say it helped or hurt, but for me, because I started going to church so young and so early, I never really got that opportunity to make that decision for myself to see if that's what I wanted to do. As I got older, you start having curiosity about different religions and stuff like that. So I grew up in a Christian church, but it seemed as though as I got older, I resonated more with like Muslims. So it was like, okay, I got more and more questions. So I think that it helped from a right or wrong standpoint, from a not a wellness, but just a grounding, morally and grounding type of thing. But
No.
I don't know. I think if you just live your life the right way, and you recognize there is a higher power, and educate yourself the right way so you can speak on them things, it might help you.
Man, I like that. He said something the other week. What was you talking about you can believe in God and
not necessarily
religion. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I definitely love me some God. You know what I'm saying? I love me the Lord.
The Lord.
But church just don't sit well with me, bro. Because it just, when I think about the Bible itself, right? A Bible, every time you flip your Bible and you look in the back, it has different editors every time. So that means whatever the original translation may be has been diluted because it's been having different editors this whole time. You ever did like the exercise,
the whisper game?
Yeah, the whisper game.
Yeah.
You whisper a message in somebody's ear, and by the time they get to the end, you know what I'm saying, it's something totally different. With that many editors all the time, I don't think those are the original words of Jesus. I don't believe Jesus told any of us who freed the slaves and helped other people that we need to serve our earthly masters. Those things was taught and edited into the Bible to control. A lot of people use the Bible and Christianity as a way to as a fear and control method. If you don't do X, Y, Z, you gonna go to hell.
So disclaimer, just for content purposes. What is your belief right now?
Oh, I'm Muslim.
You are Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about some Muslim shit too?
Nah.
Cool. So let me
I understand how that works. No, I have. Go ahead, Black. Do you want to say something, Black?
I got a question
Go
for
ahead.
you. Then where do you get your news from?
Right.
Where I get my news?
Yeah.
This information that you're.
Where do you get your news?
What you mean?
Where do you get your news? How do you hear about things that are happening?
Oh, like I don't understand the question.
Cite your sources.
Cite your source.
CBS, NBC, where do you get your news?
Oh, how do I practice this one?
No, where do you get the news? News.
But
From
what if he don't look at news? I don't never listen to the news.
Oh, like I
don't
just
even got.
You don't watch the news.
I get my news from Snapchat. Snapchat be having like them little news shows
Like,
on there.
I don't believe in religion.
I get what you're saying.
I believe that people should do whatever they feel is good for them. And if you want to believe in that, then believe in that. But I believe that God is inside of us. I believe that a lot of religions are man-made and they are based in fear and,
Money.
yeah, money and fear. And I just feel like God is within you. I think that a lot of us need guidance in certain areas, and that's probably why people pick up religions. But I think that inwardly, and when that's why I'm always preaching about meditation, because a lot of people, kind of searching for things when it's all within. And so I just feel like long as I'm a good person and I do right by people and I feel like I'm living my life in relation to what I think is just and right, then I don't believe in heaven or hell. I don't believe in any of that.
What is your opinion on these men in positions of power that are using their position of power to
I don't go to church.
come up? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's really sad. I think that, like I said, it's a lot of people that are sheep and that are being kind of led to, whatever, I won't say to slaughter, because do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But I just think that it's very sad, and I think that it's really sad to me that as a congregation of people, y'all not stepping up and being like, this is some bullshit. Like, come on now. It's like, I really don't like how people be on nonsense, and you will hear these pastors, and you still hear people in the pulpit, come on, preach, pastor.
Right. And they in the back, they was cheering them on as he was saying it. Yeah.
What they're saying is stupid, and you stupid enough to sit here and egg that on.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. I think it's stupid. And I don't agree with any of that. And I think that people need to wake up and stop being stupid.
I'm gonna get
and
personal.
Call people on their bullshit.
I'm gonna get personal. So my baby boy is Jehovah's Witness. His mom is Jehovah's Witness, and they are hardcore Jehovah's Witness, right? I'm gonna get personal.
Are
Like
you
the
ready
knock on
for
the door type?
Jehovah's return?
Right. Yeah. So me and her are having a conversation, and she's telling me how in the Jehovah's in their they don't call it church, they call it the Kingdom Hall. So in the Kingdom Hall, women are not allowed. In hers, I don't know because the rules might change from region to region, but in hers, women are not allowed to teach. Right? They're not allowed to be put in positions of power, things of that nature. And she showed me in the scripture where it says this, and I looked her in her eyes and I said, "Now you know that's some bull." In her face. I had to tell her that because we try to be respectful of each other's beliefs, but I had to tell her that's bull. And you a woman, you know that's bull. If you got the knowledge and the ability to speak, you should be able to teach. Right? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Doesn't make
But she was like, well, there's a hierarchy, there's an organization, and everything is, when it's organized, it flows better, and this and that third. And I was just like, I'm just listening, and like you said, it just sounded like, I was like, she was like, what's your real problem with it? I said, to be honest, can I speak frankly?
Y'all gotta go to church on
You're
Saturdays.
in a cult. I said, you're in a cult. Look up the definition of a cult. I'm not trying to offend you. I swear I'm not. But I want you to look up the definition of what a cult is. You are in a cult and you're moving with a cult-like mentality.
So how you feel like with your child being brought up in that?
Just like you said, it hit me in the chest when you said it. You were too young to make that decision for yourself. And that's what I told her.
Did you know that she was Jehovah's Witness when you met her?
No,
That's
I knew
why
her
I'm not
grandmother
going to
when she
church
wasn't
now.
baptized yet. So she always say, I got pregnant before I was baptized. So it didn't
I
count
got you, I
type
got
shit.
you.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
The baby don't count.
Bella, no, her sin or whatever was before her baptism. So
Okay.
the sin of sex, and let her tell it. She ain't had sex with nobody for me, and I ain't touched her in 11 years. Haven't touched her in 11 years.
That's
So-
why y'all arguing.
That's probably why we don't get along. But Bella, as disclaimer, you are in the Christian church.
Look at that forehead.
So how do you feel about these men in power? Because they seem to be Christian pastors. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Have you ever went to a church and felt like your pastor was a little cricky?
Not my personal churches that I choose. I definitely feel like you need to be led. I'll say this before I start. I'm definitely not a religious person, but I do believe in a relationship. I feel like everybody should create their own relationship. I personally believe in God, so I believe I'm going to create my relationship with God. And if you believe in whoever, if you believe, you go worship the tree. Go build that relationship with that tree.
Right.
And that's just how I feel.
I definitely believe in hugging trees.
I feel like religion is what is man-made. I feel like religion is what has put a lot of people in bondage. Religion is what people cling to when they feel like they need something, but they really need the relationship. They need that relationship with. For me, is Christianity, is God. I need that relationship with God. Now, have I been in churches where I feel like the pastor is sideways? I have visited churches like that.
Yeah.
But people go to, like she said, sometimes it is sheep to a slaughter, because people go to these churches because they're seeking something. And at the time they may be getting it from this pastor. They may be hearing certain words and they're like, oh, that's speaking to me, or whatever the case may be, because they're needing something that they're not able to get on their own. Obviously, that's why people usually seek out. Now, am I against churches? Absolutely not. I go to church. But I feel like in this day and age, pastors like that are more prominent because that's what's popular.
Yeah.
And it is up to the people to say, I'm not going there. I'm going to go where my spirit is fed. I'm going to go wherever the case may be, because a lot of times people go to these churches because these pastors be, oh, that pastor got a nice car. That pastor,
Yes.
he
I
go,
was
you know what
thinking
I'm
that
saying?
too.
My pastor, he rich, like, so
He's gonna get me.
Exactly. So people go because
For real.
they have that mentality in their brain. They're looking at the pastor and what the first lady got on and whatever the case may be, and they're following that. And they want that, and they seek that. And so that's why even in this viral video, you see the people like, yes, when he's talking about his Movado watch.
Right.
That's, First of all, what? That's not even in the Bible. That's not. It's not biblical. That it, like, none of it make sense, honestly. But
He said,
it's not
I
even
can
expensive.
tell y'all broke,
Right.
disgusted. He just went in on him and was like, by the way, y'all honor me. You arrogant son of a.
And that's a lot. So there are Christian churches that are cults as well.
Yeah.
You can be in a Christian church and be a cult. I think people feel like, oh, it has to be like, you have to be a Jehovah's Witness, or you have to be all the way towards the end. No, you can be in a Christian church and be in a cult. Like, you're following a man. Oh, our leader, our pastor, we follow the man of God, and the man of God is Pastor Jeffrey, whatever, and he's telling you whatever he wants. But that's because they don't have the relationship for themselves.
Thank you.
And exactly. And so that's just how I feel. So
relationships with God.
Vaughn, I got a question for you in particular.
Stuff like that.
So let's say you had a sister, a mother, a best friend, somebody that was extremely close to you, who was in this man's church, and you knew she was getting taken advantage of. Would you try to talk her out of her religious beliefs, or would you try to talk her out of that church, or would you just allow that person to just get?
I would be like, run.
Run.
No,
Run.
honestly, I'm not I like to let people think for themselves, but I have no problem giving my insight. This is how I feel about the situation, or even if I have had a similar experience, I could kind of, give light on that or whatever the case may be. But I wouldn't try to convince her out of her religion or anything like that, but more so, because you can convince them to get out of the congregation, or, show them from the outside looking in, this is what's going on, because they might be really much so blinded by what's going on in there because they're in the mix. So I wouldn't necessarily try to convince them to get out their religion, because it's one thing at a time. You gotta, okay, we're gonna remove you from here, right? And then once you remove that person from that situation, then maybe their blinders come off, and they can really observe and see everything else that's going on around them. So I wouldn't try to strip them away, because you still got to have a relationship with some higher power.
I agree with that, because religion ain't bad unless you make it.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you're in an organization and y'all believe in God, y'all worshiping God, don't mean there's some corrupt shit going on. It's not always a bad thing. So I'm not against religion. I'm against using religion to control people, using religion to take advantage of people. I'm against that part of religion. So overall, I don't know. I think these pastors need to be punished. I don't think they need to be able to get. If you fuck up at your job, you lose your job. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be able to keep doing this and getting away with it. You should lose your congregation, and it's them people that's still going. If they stop going,
if you guys believe in that and you think that that's cool, then go do that.
Big facts. All right, so
I'm
we
going
about
to go hug the tree.
We're gonna wrap up here in a minute. We got a question we want to take around the room. We got one more discussion topic,
Okay, guys,
and then we're gonna have a one gotta go, and then we're
yeah.
gonna wrap up. We're gonna give y'all some info, then we're gonna go. Bella, you got a discussion topic we got to get to before we get about this thing.
So I was on social media, and of course this week, I'm not sure what day it was, but I was on social media and there was a question that was presented. It was that men sacrifice their happiness way more than women in relationships, and I just need to know you guys' opinions on that, because
this question is, do men sacrifice I'm talking to my people here. Do men sacrifice their happiness in relationships more than women? That is the question that we got to answer.
It was a statement.
Y'all ready? I'll never talk about stuff.
You want to start?
Go for it.
Oh shit! Wait.
For me.
Watch your back when you answer
I don't give a
this.
fuck about none of that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Come on now.
And the reason why
You better.
I say no is because
We know.
I know a lot more women who stay with a nigga just because he may provide like
You better
financial
speak.
things or whatever he may provide. It ain't love, and they will stay. I don't know too many niggas that stand with a bitch they don't love, and some do, because I done it. But I love the bitch. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a bit might be toxic, but a bit may be toxic, using nigga and all this other shit. But he is with her.
Let me get your
'cause he
content.
love her.
Let me get your content back on.
Mm-hmm.
The question is happiness, not love. Let's go
Right.
back and start over.
Right.
Happiness.
Okay.
What woman is sacrificing her happiness? Because even if she getting paid,
I
and
can
she
name
getting
every
money,
woman that-
she might not love that nigga, but she like them bags. Is she happy with
That's
that?
a different
She
woman.
might be happy with that lifestyle that he's providing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if she don't even love him, she might hate his guts, but she might be happy in her situation.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
I heard a woman say, and look me in my eye, I'd rather cry in the back of a Jag, nigga. You feel me?
He got you in the back. You ain't even in the front seat.
He got a driver, nigga. Like,
Hey, but to be honest, women sacrifice a lot more than men do.
Sacrifices more in a relationship.
Naturally,
Men or
they
women?
just. I mean, if like, girl,
do you think so?
yeah, nigga, your mama ain't never sacrificed. My mama sacrificed a lot, nigga. A lot.
My daddy handed over his paychecks.
What you think, Vine? What
He
you
put
think?
his body. He worked his body to the
What you think?
fucking core.
My daddy was in prison. So.
Yeah, one person on the mic, please.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
Truth is sometimes. No, but for real, like we having this conversation again.
About sacrifice.
Yes.
Sacrificing and compromising and da 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 da. Do I think that men sacrifice their happiness
The happiness.
more than women?
Yes.
Men don't even know. A lot of men don't even know how to deal with their emotions. Do they know what it feels like to be happy?
So,
I mean,
so you think it's false?
Like, what's happy? What makes you happy? What makes you
Peace.
angry? What makes you sad? What makes you feel uneasy? Like, all these different feelings. A lot of men can't explain that.
I'm happier when I'm by myself.
I'm happy with, I mean.
So I think that's my problem.
I feel like it depends on the caliber of person you're getting, what they've been through, all this different stuff.
I think for me,
So I
speaking
wouldn't
as a
say-
man, peace makes me happy. Not having a whole bunch of bullshit around me really does make me happy.
Yeah.
really cut women off if you call too much hectic shit in my
Chaos.
life. Chaos. Thank you. I can't be with you. And one like when me and Marissa were just like talking, and I had the team. You know what I'm saying? And I started getting to the point where I'm like, when I'm dealing with these other women, they get on my fucking nerves. But when I'm talking to Marissa, like it's just nothing but enjoyment. Like I'm just having a good time.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So like when he say like I enjoy peace, I'm like that's what drew me to it because it was always peaceful.
I do know someone like that too. Like we used to date, but we're really, really good friends now. And he's like, I just don't know. You're like the only one who was never.
Sorry, we had a caller. I was trying to get the caller on the line.
That has never gotten on my nerves. And I was just like, why would I do that?
Looks like it's Sean. Caller, you live, in the cut live. What's your name? Where you from? Talk to the people. I got a person one. Here we go. What's going on, caller? You live, in the cut live, man. It's your boy D.J BALL, man. What's your name? Where you from? Talk to the people. What's going on, boss?
What's going on with you, man?
On speaker. Go ahead, Book. Say it again.
It's called In the Cut Live.
We good.
And they're live right
We
now
good,
on
G?
Facebook and on Twitter and YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I should have pinned it.
The question is, well, it was a statement. A statement was made, and then we asking true or false. It said that men sacrifice happiness much more than women have to in a relationship. So we wanted to get everybody's take on that. How do you feel about that statement?
I believe men do.
Men do sacrifice more happiness.
Men do.
And why?
Because, like I said, when a man get in this relationship, we want to provide and protect. You think we really want to go out and work so you can sit on your ass? No, that ain't really what we want to do. But that's what we programmed to fucking do. Most of these chicks out here is one lottery ticket away. We want to go out here, we want to go have fun, fuck the big booty bitches. That's what we want to do. So the thing about it is that a lot of these motherfuckers is one lottery ticket away from getting your ass left. So we ain't happy, but you know what? That we have a duty and a responsibility, and that's what we take care of. We want to most of us just want to go out here and have a bunch of kids, fuck, and leave our seed on the earth and go fuck and do all this and all that, have fun.
It sound like him.
But you know what? We have no problem sitting back protecting your ass when the shooting go off in the club. We standing in the front. You think we want to be in the fucking front of that bullet? That's a bump in the fucking night. You think I really want to go downstairs and fight that nigga with the gun?
Can y'all hear him?
No.
So he's saying that men do sacrifice more happiness because y'all think we happy having to go to work every day and come home and and pay for everything. And that's what we supposed to be doing. Like, do you think we're happy when there's a bump in the night? You think we glad to get up and go see it?
Hey, cause think about women, bro. Cause women, you gotta sit in the house. I seen women
Appreciate it, bro.
In the house and only talk to kids. Because
All right,
what
G.
they do is take care of kids all day. So by the time they get to another adult, they don't even know how to fucking interact. All they do is deal with fucking kids all motherfucking day. You the one wanted to stay at home wife.
No.
Here to his wife, because I think that's.
Gotta go run tonight.
I think I know who that was. Yeah, now he said he's married. But let me answer that question, and let me put a little spin to it. Honestly, relationship is sacrifice.
Yeah, for both
on
parties.
both parts.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's not men sacrifice more happiness or women sacrifice more happiness. If we are in a relationship, we are both sacrificing something, and that is how it's supposed to be. I don't feel like it's true that men sacrifice their happiness more than women, because we can all say, oh, men don't want to go to work and I don't want to pay the bills, and women can say, well, I don't want to stay at home and I don't want to take care of the kids, but we're both making, right, I don't want to cook for you, I don't want to clean, and you don't want to take the trash out. But those are sacrifices that you have to make. And ultimately, I feel like that is honestly what the problem is in today's society when it comes to relationships. Nobody wants to sacrifice. Everybody wants it to be, well, what about me? What about me? What about me?
Tired, man.
What about me? But then you need to fix yourself.
Oh, just be by yourself.
Be by yourself and fix yourself.
There you go.
Because ultimately, if you're not willing to make sacrifices, then you don't need to be in a relationship.
Some people have sacrificed so much happiness that they only got a little bit left, and they ain't trying to fucking lose it to nobody. What you saying, Vaughn?
I saw something similar to this situation. It was basically two guys going back and forth. And let me find it really, really super quick because I saved it. It was like, where's the woman that likes to cook and da-da-da-da? And the dude was like, cleaning. The dude was like, what you mean? They tired.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They tired. They're going to work. Why you can't cook and clean?
Right.
You know, and it's
the gender role thing is kind of crazy, but I'll say this though. I think that the question was asking to not necessarily generalize everything, you know what I'm saying? To not make it a general statement, but you hear the phrase happy wife, happy life, right? So I think what the caller was saying and what a lot of people are trying to say with that statement is we feel the responsibility to provide happiness for our woman. We have to make her happy. We need to, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we train though. Like that's how we are. Like I've heard that relationships really work, and I've seen this firsthand, when the man loves the woman more than she loves him. Those are the relationships you see have the longevity, when a man is just crazy in love with his woman. You know what I'm saying? And the woman is just like, oh, well, that's my man. I love him. You know, she's proud of him and everything like that. But like, she don't give him the affection, the attention, the effort. She doesn't really have to do that much, but he has to keep on. Boom, 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 boom. I see those relationships actually having more longevity. And I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Those men who have sacrificed their happiness. Those men who put their wife's happiness first. You know what I'm saying?
And they depressed.
I personally think that a lot of people aren't happy within themselves, so you can't be happy in a relationship.
Facts.
And I just think that, like, I don't want a man to sacrifice his happiness to be with me. It's like, first off, find your own happiness and then come find me, because you don't have to make me happy. Only thing you could do is add to my happiness.
Right.
And so I just think that a lot of people are just in spaces where they're not even mentally mature enough to handle a relationship or to be able to be vulnerable enough to grow in those spaces and stop thinking of it as like a chore. I mean, yes, we'll probably go through ups and downs, but if it's not a space where we get to love and grow and not just kind of boggle each other down with the problems of the world, leave me alone.
Right.
Because I'm happy over here. And if you come in my space, baby, I'm gonna make you happier. I'm gonna make you better. I'm gonna make you grow. And it's not gonna be a space where we're sacrificing. You know, you might not always have the most up times, but focus on your mental health. Focus on what it is that you really need to be happy, and then convey that to somebody before you put your happiness in somebody's hand. It's nobody's, it's nobody's job to heal you. You know, it's nobody's job to, like nobody in control of my happiness.
Facts. Coach, how you feel about it?
I'm in control of my happiness. You in control of your happiness.
You think it's true or false that men sacrifice more?
I think it's situational. I think it depends on the person. Like to your point when you were saying about men own that role of trying to provide their happiness. I think that men internalize their happiness sometimes if it means that the woman is going to be happy. It depends on where y'all at in y'all relationship, the titles. I mean, you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, it might be different than your wife and your husband.
Much different, yeah.
You know, so it depends. I would agree with that statement though, because I know that, in the past I have, not spoken on things that may cause some issues, just to make sure we keeping the peace in the house, which ultimately means that person is going to be happy.
Yep.
And over time it does take a wear and tear on you, but at the same time, like you said, happy wife, happy life. It just
But how
it's too
long
many
is that
variables.
really like? How long is that really?
Can I tell you how long?
That's not.
When you
that's,
see those old men that's in the chair like this, and they got their favorite chair, and they in the house, and they don't talk that much, and you say, that's
I
from a
don't like
lifetime of
happy
sacrificing
wife,
every
happy
fucking
life
thing.
is not a real thing. I mean, I don't know. 'Cause
And those are the men that be like, oh, that's a real man. That's a
But
real man right there. He done
Who is
gave away
saying
his
that?
fucking
Who is
life.
saying that,
You don't hear that
though?
shit?
No.
My grandfather did this, and my grandfather.
I
that
feel like
man
that's
is
bullshit.
miserable.
I feel like it's
You gotta
bullshit.
live
It
it to
is.
be able to
It's
speak on it, though.
not even
Yeah, so I
struggle
don't know.
love. It goes
I
back
just
to
have my dog.
that religion
Okay.
statement. People are so stuck in set in ways that were. People are so stuck in set in ways that were. People are so stuck in set in ways that were created from past history. Like
spouse happy house.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, people aren't creating their own happy spaces. They seen certain things going on in their household, so they're continuing that pattern. They seen certain things going on over here, so they're continuing that pattern. And not only that, people aren't coming together as two wholes. They're coming together as a half and a half, and we're
trying to
making
make it a
we're trying to
whole.
make a whole. But
Yeah.
you can't do that. You need to be a whole person within yourself, and come to another whole person within themselves, so that we can make a happy life together.
Facts.
We both need to equally be happy. So what is gonna make you happy? And you tell me and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna make me happy. And then we're gonna work at it together. If you can't do that, then you don't need
Agree
to be
with
nobody.
Bella. Don't bring me a fraction of you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Marissa, my little woody, that give me coochie every now and then.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
I love it.
Shout out to that.
We were friends first.
Shout out to your little Woody.
You know what I'm saying? You know my little woody.
That's wifey Woody wife.
Woody with the coochie. Woody with the coochie.
Oh God.
Hell yeah. Let one of my exes run that bitch. I'm like, Kel, get her ass, cuz.
I'm here looking cute. What you talking about?
But it's gonna be in Dago. We're gonna be lit.
Definitely coming to the wedding.
So yeah, that was
love
my
you guys.
final question.
I'm really excited.
I
I'm
did
gonna go
want to
run.
go ahead and
Thank you
plug
guys for tuning in.
these
I'm gonna go live some more.
events coming up.
We got events coming up.
Yes, we do. We have an event coming up on September the 3rd. Cashing Out is doing a pop-up shop right here at the In the Cut Live Hair X Cash Studios. Right here in our space. We're doing a pop-up shop. We have 31 vendors, is it? 34
vendors.
Okay, I stand corrected. We have 34 vendors. So it's going to be food. It's going to be music. There's going to be obviously vendors. There's going to be drinks. The juice truck is going to be here. We're going to have In the Cut Live. It's going to be live.
Yeah.
They were lit last year, so it's gonna be
Yep,
definitely
and it's
more.
gonna be lit, and it's gonna be super lit this year. So definitely pull up September the 3rd. Starts at 11, right? 11 to 5, I believe. Bring the kids, bring your pocketbook, and get you some good food. Get you some good stuff from our local.
We got ATM.
We got ATM in the barbershop, so even if you got your card, a lot of these vendors got Venmo and Cash App and all that good stuff. So yeah, just come out, have a good time. Also,
We got dates and times for this.
this is September the 3rd at starting at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the address is 7285 Oklahoma Boulevard. Be there, be square. We got the sneaker ball.
We got the sneaker ball coming up. When is the sneaker ball? We got dates on the sneaker ball.
They are to be determined, I believe.
So yeah, y'all look out for the sneaker ball coming to San Diego if y'all looking for something to do. It's very, very unique atmosphere, and it's actually really dope and awesome. So
This
shout
will
out to that.
be the second.
The second one?
Yeah, I think this is the second annual
Okay.
one, but the dates are to be determined. So
Just like that. And y'all
Just
make
like
sure that y'all
that.
watch out for Raquel Miller. Her fight is coming up. What is that website we can get the tickets? Is it Max? I seen it up there. There it is right there. It is Marv Nation.
That's a nice
www.marvnation.com. Go on there August 27th, 6 o'clock p.m.
Who that is behind you?
He's on the card, son.
Wow.
He on the card, son.
Nigga close.
But if y'all want to come to the tickets, y'all go get them tickets. For more information, please go to www.marvinnation.com. 12 and 0? 12 and 0 we going. We going back to get them belts too, by the way, Ski. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm talking shit. I'm be out there, bitch ass nigga.
And we out this thing. Do we have that picture? The Will Smith Jones? One gotta go? I think that's it. So, thank you, Raquel, for joining us today. So much for blessing you with your presence and everything like that. We wish you luck this week. We will be there in attendance.
I'm excited.
So, we will be there to support.
Thank you for having me. It's always love and blessings when I come. I love what you guys are doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy to see you growing and keep going.
Same.
Doing your thing. I'll be
Same.
here September 3rd. I'm leaving in September, but I'll be here September 3rd, so I'm going to come.
You gonna pop up?
I'm going to come to September 3rd.
I'm gonna be in here doing interviews, G.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is
pull up and come
all the
support
vendors
y'all.
and everything, let everybody come in, shout out their shit, shoot their Instagrams and their websites and everything. So Indica Live will be here, just showing love, man. Like I always want the community to grow. Coach, thanks for joining us, boss.
Appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed yourself, man.
Thank you.
know
And
what I'm saying?
congratulations on that promotion.
Yeah, when I get my taxes, I'ma hire you.
Oh God, hey. Yeah, I'm trying to get cut up too. You know what I'm talking about? So where can they find you? What's the tag? What's the IG and all that?
Coach Domo, Coach DOMMO.
Coach DOMMO.
Yeah.
Roger that. Y'all search Coach DOMMO on Instagram, man, and look up the big homie. You hear me? Joey.
Yeah.
We out this thing, baby. What's
You
up?
already know how I'm living. I'm thugging and bugging. August 27th, Black Panther Party holding her Black August Forum at the Malcolm X Library right here. And it's on the set too, so pull up, you know what I'm saying? And,
On the set.
you know what I'm saying? That's what they say in Cali on the set.
We gonna hit
I
the
say it right,
library.
baby?
We get that. Then after that,
okay.
we gonna leave that and go straight up to LA and go watch Rock knock somebody out, man.
They call you the Rock?
My family, like,
Rocky.
my
Rock.
people call me that.
Oh.
Vaughn, thank you for pulling up, man. Coming through with the news.
I have something to say
What you got?
because Joey ain't say it.
What you got?
Those who typically seek God in the 11th hour die at 10:30.
Just like that, man.
Don't wait all day.
Don't wait all day.
Don't wait all day.
So, yep, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of Indica Live, and we are out of here. Thank you so much.
What?